And we really want to help you navigate the long game, right? So, oftentimes because of the process being longer, the CNP exams, all that, it's like veterans feel like they're a number when they're navigating through the system. And we want to give them some advice on what mindset shifts are kind of practical tips that you can give to help veterans stay encouraged navigating the long process of becoming service connected.
I think you had a very, very key word that you mentioned. It is a process, you guys. Listen, it is a process. So if you were denied once, doesn't mean that's the end all be all. If your examination did not go well, that does not mean it's the end all be all. Okay? If you did not get the percentage that you thought you deserved, it is not the end all be all. So take consideration, you can submit as many claims as you like. Are they going to get approved? Maybe, maybe not. But it is continuously to be open for you as much as you would like. So if you want to submit 5 claims over and over and over and over and over and over again, you can do it for the rest of your life. So no need to be discouraged thinking that you only have a certain amount of times that you can actually claim things, because you have the option to claim things as many times as you like. Okay, it must go through a different type of process, whether if it's a supplemental claim, whether if it's a higher level review, whether if it's a Board of Veterans of Appeals, or whether if it is a new additional claim or an increase. There's so many different ways to make sure that you're claiming your benefits, but it is a process and it takes time. So no need to be discouraged. Be encouraged to get to the end of the process, because now you're able to develop a plan concisely for your benefits. But if you don't have a starting point, where do you begin? Well, beginning is already started because you're here watching this channel. So now let's take the next step. And we're here to service you to be able to take the next step by getting the information, getting the organization, and getting also the assistance to guide through. So that's the biggest component. Okay, that's the biggest component. Start and do not stop.
That was wonderful advice there. And kind of to close them out too, I have one kind of final question regarding that, because there's always a lot of rumors and scuttlebutt talk, and some veterans go about the claim process alone, right? And, some have had success with doing so. And so you have other veterans listening to that, and they say, hey, well, so-and-so got, their benefits, whether even up to 100%, without working with the VSO, without working with the lawyer, without working with the consulting agency. And obviously we're seeing the process becoming much more complex. So what would you say to a veteran that's embarking on the claim process right now, that's going about it alone and not looking to educate themselves or get any assistance with that?
Well, that's a failure in itself. You're going through it alone. We don't go through anything alone, right? So let's get the assistance needed, whether if it's a VSO, whether if it's a lawyer, whether if it's a friend, right? We all have other veterans that we can reach out to that we have served with, and getting just the process of information on how things are going to work would be assistive, right? They're not the experts, so we're not relying on them to be the experts, but you can pick up the phone and say, hey, John, how did your VA process go? I want to know a little bit more information. Can I get information? No, I know it is a personal situation, but I just want to know, how did the process step by step go for you? Ask the questions. Let's not be afraid to ask questions. We don't know everything, so let's act like we don't know everything so we can know more. Right? So with that, if a person wants to go through this process and go through it alone without garnering the information, I will tell you that's a failure in itself, because 9 times out of 10, through my experience, through my years of experience, it's not going to work out well. Okay? Because on the other end, you're dealing with professionals that knows the laws, rules, regulations, updated directives that are going to navigate this thing to stamp you with a denial. Okay, so make sure you take the time to educate yourself, to get the assistance you need, and organize your case files with the medical information to get you approved. Okay? You want someone who cares. And let me tell you, Veterans for Veterans cares. You want someone who cares. All right? Veteran advocacy is not just a channel that we put on. No, it's our life. So understand that we're here for you, and you need to get the assistance if you don't have it, because this can actually change the trajectory of your life and your family.
Absolutely, Kenneth. Well said. Again, the numbers on the screen if you need assistance and you want that personalized service that we're able to provide. If you just have some general questions, definitely feel free to ask them in the comments. We definitely try to answer every single question within the comments there. And then also, if you have some more detailed questions and you want to get some more education, join the community.